we are back for another dio. This time we're going to work on a Captain America slash Avengers, but more Captain America training room. So as it stands right now, real quick measurements: 18 inches across, 11 inches deep, and 12 inches tall. Fully magnetized, and I made a mistake and I put magnets on this side and that side. See, that's what happens when you work on stuff and you're not in the right state of mind. Last night I had a lot of things on my mind, so I I did that by mistake, but everything else is on point. What I'm gonna do with that open space is actually I just finished cutting out a section here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna glue that behind there, because he wants Captain America to kind of have a locker. So what we're gonna do is I'm not 100% sure, this is where I'm leaning towards now, is putting maybe something like this just to give it a little more depth, and that's where he would hang his shield and his suit and what have you. Found this little piece actually at Home Depot, connected to an aluminum part, so I just used just that part. Real cool vent. It was like $1.50 or something like that. Yeah, man, so that's where I'm at. I'm in the middle of watching Boog's latest drop, Dessert. I don't know the number, but I'm about to watch that, work on this for a little bit. I'm actually going to use mats. I'm going to make some mats as well. And I got Priceless. Priceless is going to be working on the punching bag. So that should be dope. And she's going to make it out of fabric and hanging off of chains. It's going to be real dope. So this is where we're at, man. See y'all. So in between flipping pancakes, as my daughter is with me this weekend and she's waiting for her pancakes, I am carving some lines into this gym floor, which is going to take up half the floor. The other half is going to be some mats. So I know I've done this several times, but you know, you get new subs daily, and no one wants to go back 80 videos to look something up. So this is just a hardwood floor that I'm carving out individually. I had already done the lines, measured them from one corner to the other corner. And so after you carve the wood, you can definitely throw the pencil through the lines to define the hardwood floors. But yeah, basically it's just a matter of creating your own little pattern and making it wavy, as the consistency of wood would be. And wood would be, that sounded funny. So yeah, pretty much this is it. I usually just use a pencil that's not too sharp, not too dull, kind of in the middle there. And it you can tell if it's too sharp because it'll cut a little more than what you want. And if it's too dull, the lines are too thick. Yeah, so I'm pretty much done with this floor. This is going to be where the mats lay. And consider this the third part of the same damn tutorial, because I think I've done this for hardwood floors maybe 2 other times. But any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'm out. Alright, so now I'm getting to the process of painting the floor. As I showed in the last video, it was just a matter of carving out. Then I laid down the black, and what the black does is that it seeps into the grooves that you've made. And what you want to do, and I'm still getting better at this, as you can see in this particular one, it was the paint was a little too heavy and it kind of seeped into the grooves. So it kind of the effect I wanted in this particular board wasn't exactly how I planned it. Again, because I came with a heavy brush. So make sure that as you're coming, you're leaving as much of the excess paint. I usually wipe it on a piece of paper, and then I hit the board with it. And then what I did is, so the colors I'm using for the floor are burnt sienna by a company called Anita's all-purpose acrylic, and then I'm gonna lay another. It's called raw sienna by Basics, another acrylic, and I'm gonna lay a lighter color, a lighter brush, light brush on that. And so what hopefully it'll do, it'll give it a kind of a different look, and it'll cover up some of my mistakes in terms of coming heavy on some of the boards.
So basically, you want to make sure that your dry brush is as dry as possible, especially on this third stage of painting. And I'm just using kind of what they call, I think, a butterfly, a fan brush, very light, and just kind of doing this, and you can kind of see the effects that are happening. So pretty much after that, I started to paint what's going to be the mat, and the mat's going to basically lay right here on a permanent basis, and that'll kind of be more or less what the floor looks like. Hiya. All right, so I have made a little more progress, and I definitely wanted to jump in real quick before I painted anymore. So as I'm going through the journey of completing this dio, a lot of times I have a basic idea in my head. A lot of people who ask for commissions will send me some reference pictures, but I don't necessarily have the entire thing planned out as I start. So a lot of it just happens on the fly. So I wasn't sure about the colorway of this dio, and at the end of the day I decided that I'm just going to have, because the mats are normally blue, I went with red. And then what I'm going to do is, this is the same material as that, just that thin foam board, painted it blue, and then that's going to be the border that's going to be here. And then I'm going to have white up here. So quick tip, because I'm going to glue a border here, it gives me a little wiggle room in terms of any mistakes or going over that line. That white will meet the red, and if I go a little bit into it, then this will cover it up. But this piece is something that I do at the very, very end. So I wait till everything is done, so that when I do that, it just looks like it's a really, really neat paint job, when really I just kind of cheated a little bit. So, and real quick, with this, I decided I'm going to spray paint it black, and I'm going to put some black wooden borders as well along here. But before I paint that black, I do have to sand it down. So, and I'm going to spray paint it, no acrylic paint on that. Sanding it down so the paint can adhere better to it. And this is going to go black. So I think at the end of the day, we're going to have a nice combination of colors. I've never used this many bold colors. So it's definitely an experiment for me. So I wanted to jump in and just give you guys a quick, couple quick tips on just doing a neat paint job, pretty much. And I'm out. Peace. All right, everybody. And I am officially done with this. Once again, 18 inches across, 11 inches deep, 12 inches tall. Insulation foam board, project foam board, balsa wood for this that's holding the bag, as well as the border is a balsa wood. Pretty much everything else is foam. The shelves are foam. The project foam board. This little section that sticks out a little bit more is also project foam board, just a thicker version. Posters are just printouts from the internet, size to fit the dial. This is actually not on flat, but it's on a project foam board as well. So where do I begin? Okay, so the heavy bag. This was created from scratch. This is a project that Priceless took on, and she basically went to Joann Fabrics and grabbed this fabric and then stuffed it with pillow stuffing, I guess, and she stitched it herself, bought these chains, and connected it to the straps up top. And then I created this reinforced balsa wood with like some skinny sticks on the side, just to make it a little bit stronger. But it's removable. Obviously the bag from the hook, as well as this from the back. So the idea was a Captain America training room, and so the person who is commissioning this sent me some reference pics. So I used some of the stuff that he sent, and I always try to add a little bit of my stuff. These mirrors are actually school locker room mirrors, so they're not glass, they can't shatter. And this is just
a vent that I got from Home Depot. It was connected to like the back of an aluminum piece. So I'm not sure it's used. I'm assuming for the house. I'm just not sure where you put it in the house. And what else? Oh, I don't think I brought the light, but let me just turn it around. Yeah, I do have it on there. And what I did is I actually cut out a piece of the foam. It looks really sloppy from the back, but cut out a piece from the foam. I have this light from the dollar store, and it allows the locker to, you know, have a little bit of light in it. You can see it there a little bit. This is removable. I'm actually not sending the shield, but I kind of put a little hole in there so the shield can be put on. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Trying to think if I'm leaving anything out from the previous videos. I don't think I am. But anyway, let's break it down, because the last die I created, the homie Thai Star was like, dude, you didn't break it down. So let's break this down. Just so you guys know, pretty much all of my dials are magnetized and they're collapsible, and I make them specifically so they can be put away and it's easy to ship. So first thing is this. This is actually just that deep in the wall where it's not painted, and that's the bottom part that just kind of reinforces it because of the weight. So in other words, if I just put it, if I didn't put this bar here, what would happen is that eventually the weight of the bag will start to kind of damage the foam there, and it will start to kind of get droopy. So make sure that I reinforce that. And actually that was another idea that Priceless gave me, because I wasn't sure what I was going to do to hang it. Originally I was just going to hang one big beam across, and then I saw that picture when I printed it, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to use that style. And then Priceless said, you know, make sure you reinforce it. And then, yeah, like I said, magnetized. So there it is, broken down. Again, man, just for shipping purposes, and so that you don't always have to have it up. If you want to put the die away, you can just break it down, because it's magnetized and it'll get back together right away. All right, y'all, and I'm out. Peace.